The New York Jets play the Miami Dolphins this week with the season on the line. Can we manufacture anything to walk away with the win? What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking Jets with Tigo. My name is Tigo, and today I want to talk about the New York Jets versus the Miami Dolphins and talk about some things that we can take advantage of, some matchups, some scenarios, and some things we can do to walk away with the win. As we all know, the season is hanging on by a thread, and a win here keeps us alive and puts us 1 week closer to possibly seeing Aaron Rodgers back on the field. If we can win out, and the Miami Dolphins game is the hardest game left on the New York Jets schedule. It eases up after, theoretically, it eases up after the Dolphins with the Commanders, the Browns, and the Patriots, and we can win those games. But we got to do what's ahead of us first, and we have to beat the Miami Dolphins. And there are a couple of things that the New York Jets can do to absolutely take advantage of and try to, do that. And I think the biggest thing is taking advantage of the mismatches that the New York Jets have, but more importantly, the advantages and the things that we're definitely going to win at against the Dolphins. Let's talk about the matchup that's going to decide the game, really, and that is our defense versus their offense. And how do you stop Tyreek Hill and Raheem Mostert, who are number one and number two at their respective positions? I think Tyreek Hill has been the best wide receiver in football this year. Definitely should be in the MVP conversation. And Raheem Mostert, in my opinion, has been the second best running back in all of football this year. And I don't think it's all that close to the number 3 and number 4 guys. That being said, well, he's also not that close to Christian McCaffrey, in my opinion, but that's besides the point. Where is the advantage for the New York Jets? Well, it's the fact that we have a top 3 offense in the NFL, and there are a lot of players that are really, really close to sack numbers that are going to be pushing hard, that are on contract years, trying to manufacture more sacks. So let's talk about that. The offensive line for the Miami Dolphins is in absolute shambles, just like the New York Jets offensive line is, right? This isn't a shot. Like, dude, they have been absolutely massively hurt on the offensive line, just like the New York Jets have. And that's where the New York Jets defense dominates, is on the defensive line. Jermaine Johnson has 8 sacks this year. Quentin Jefferson has 8 sacks this year. Bryce Huff has 7 sacks this year. Solomon Thomas has 5 sacks this year. All of the guys on the defensive line are eating, and they're all getting and creating pressure. Well, why does that matter? 1, if you can get a quarterback out of rhythm, that's really, really good. But 2, it supports the rest of the defense. And this year, whenever Tua has been sacked 3 or more times, they've lost the game. All of their losses have come in 3+ sack games, and the New York Jets can manufacture 3 sacks. And that's the thing to take into consideration. The other thing that I think we really need to look forward to, and this is only going to happen if some luck comes the New York Jets' way, because I feel like it's trending towards he's going to play, but Tyreek Hill ankle is a problem that has been bothering him. Let's not forget that he did pull up lame on one of the plays against the New York Jets on the outside on the left. I believe DJ Reed was the one who created the tackle, and he came up lame and missed a couple of plays, but he was back out there. And the same thing happened against the Titans on the same ankle, where I believe it's the same ankle, where he hurt himself and he missed a good chunk and a good portion of that game. And we saw what the Miami Dolphins offense was without Tyreek Hill and what it was with Tyreek Hill. And so we can either try to take advantage of what is a battered and bruised Tyreek Hill and get hands on him on the line of scrimmage as quickly and as often as possible. We have really, really physical corners in Michael Carter and Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed, and just try to create uncomfortability. But also, if it was up to me, I would play 3 linebacker sets almost all game. The real weapon for Miami is Raheem Mostert, and adding Jamian Sherwood in that rotation of just tacklers that are going to stack the box. And I trust our safeties and our corners to hold up their guys. And if we can create pressure and stack the box and stop Raheem Mostert, I think that is more important than anything for the Miami Dolphins offense and neutralizing what is an explosive offense. Now let's talk about our offense versus their defense, which is going to be a problem, right? Well, we haven't seen the New York Jets offense really click and work in consecutive games ever with this coaching staff and with Zach Wilson. But with this newfound mentality of F it, I can't hurt myself anymore. The season's already probably gone and dead anyway from Zach Wilson and him putting out tape for the other 31 NFL teams. Hell, 32 NFL teams, because he might be trying to convince the New York Jets to keep him around for another year because he would make the most money if he stayed with the New York Jets. And so if he can convince us to keep him, it benefits him, right? He makes $10 million if we keep him around. That's besides the point. There is one gaping hole on the new Miami Dolphins defense that the New York Jets absolutely need to take advantage of as quickly and as efficiently and as much as possible. And that hole is Xavier Howard. He has easily been one of the worst, if not the worst, starting corner in the NFL this year, which sucks for Miami because they just gave him a crap ton of money. And when you look on the other side of the ball, on the other side of the field in Jalen Ramsey, and even in the slot in Kohu, you're talking about guys that have been playing exceptionally well. I think Kohu is a top 5 slot corner, just like Michael Carter is a top 5 slot corner. Like, they are really close. I give the edge to Michael Carter. One, because I'm a Jets fan, I'm not going to give credit to Miami, but I also think Michael Carter is better in all 3 aspects of playing a slot cornerback, and I think he's so good. Ramsey, after coming back from injury, has been playing really good. Javon Holland has been sneakily one of the best, if not the best safety in all of football this year. But all of the points that the Titans scored came against Howard. All of them. And if we can get Garrett Wilson one-on-one with Howard, we should take advantage of that mismatch. Look, the Tennessee Titans don't have a super deep wide receiver room, and if they were able to manufacture touches for DeAndre Hopkins, their only wide receiver, against Xavier Howard, we should be able to do the same thing with Garrett Wilson and take advantage of the mismatch that is our tight ends. And let's be clear, Tyler Conklin has sneakily been one of the better tight ends in football this year, and Ruckert, who is since his utilization has gone up, has gotten a lot better. If we can take advantage of the mismatch that is our tight ends versus their linebackers in the passing game, and our running backs versus their linebackers in the passing game, and the fact that Howard is the biggest liability of any starter in the NFL right now, if we can take advantage of those things, we can manufacture points. The biggest thing is that we cannot see a repeat of the previous game, which was Miami dominating the time of possession. They had the ball for 36 minutes, while the New York Jets only had it for 24. We need to dominate the time of possession, get the run game going to operate the pass. The protection needs to hold up, and let the defense eat. If these things can happen, the New York Jets can walk away with a win. And I think, honestly, this is going to be a game about who wants it more. With the Jets season on the line, if we don't come out there hungry to want to see Aaron Rodgers play again this year, to make a playoff push, then it doesn't matter. I think that Coach Saleh is going to coach this team to keep this season alive. And if that's the case, put it in the books right now. New York Jets are going to win this game. But that's a big if. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think? Do you think the New York Jets have an opportunity to upset the Miami Dolphins and keep their season alive? Or are you part of the group of people that thinks the season is over and we should just get on with it? Let me know in the comment section below. And last but not least, go Jets.